When we think about the heroes of public health, we often picture doctors in white coats or scientists in laboratory. But sometimes the most important innovations come from unexpected places, from educators who see problems in their communities and refuse to accept that things can't be improved. Hugh Browne was one such person, a Presbyterian minister, educator, and civil rights activist who dedicated his life to uplifting others. Browne also happened to invent a device that would help protect countless American homes from one of the most dangerous and disgusting problems of early 20th century urban life. Chapter 1. The Child of Reconstruction. Hugh Browne was born on June 12, 1851, in Washington, D.C., at a pivotal moment in American history. The nation was just beginning to grapple with the aftermath of the Civil War, and the capital city was a crucible of change where the future of African Americans was being debated and determined. Washington, D.C. in the 1850s was a unique place for African Americans. Unlike many other parts of the country, the capital had a significant population of free black residents even before the Civil War. This community had established schools, churches, and businesses that would provide young Hugh with opportunities that were rare for African Americans elsewhere. Growing up in this environment, Browne was exposed to education from an early age. His family recognized the transformative power of learning and ensured that he attended the public schools available to black children in the district. Even as a child, Browne demonstrated the intellectual curiosity and determination that would define his entire life. Chapter 2. The Path to Higher Learning. Browne's exceptional academic abilities earned him admission to Howard University, one of the premier institutions of higher education for African Americans. Founded in 1867, just a few years before Browne's enrollment, Howard was part of the new wave of educational opportunities opening up for Black Americans during Reconstruction. At Howard, Browne immersed himself in classical education, studying literature, philosophy, theology, and the sciences. The university's mission was to provide African Americans with the same rigorous academic preparation available to white students at the nation's finest institutions. This was a crucial step in molding young Browne's passion for servicing his community. After graduating from Howard, Browne made the remarkable decision to continue his education at Princeton Theological Seminary. This choice was extraordinary for several reasons. Princeton was a predominantly white institution at a time when racial segregation was becoming more entrenched throughout American society. Browne would graduate from Princeton in 1878 with high honors, showing his exceptional ability to excel in advanced scholarship in spite of increasing racial tension and a rapidly evolving modern world. The theological training Browne received at Princeton shaped his worldview in profound ways. He learned to see education and social improvement as moral imperatives, not just practical necessities. This perspective would guide his entire career, whether he was teaching in a classroom, leading an educational institution, or working on mechanical innovations in his spare time. Chapter 3. Teaching Abroad. After completing his theological studies, Browne embarked on a teaching career that would take him across continents and expose him to diverse challenges and opportunities. His first major appointment was at Liberia College in West Africa, where he taught young Africans and African Americans who had immigrated to the continent. The experience in Liberia was transformative for Browne. He witnessed firsthand the challenges of building educational institutions in developing regions, where resources were scarce and infrastructure was limited. He also observed how poor sanitation and inadequate waste management systems could devastate communities, leading to disease outbreaks and public health crises. Upon returning to the United States, Browne joined the faculty of Hampton Institute in Virginia, one of the most prestigious Black educational institutions in the country. Hampton was known for its innovative approach to education, combining classical academic subjects with practical vocational training. This model aligned perfectly with Browne's developing philosophy about the kind of education that would best serve African American communities. At Hampton, Browne worked alongside other educational pioneers who were developing new approaches to teaching and learning. The Institute's emphasis on practical problem solving and hands-on learning influenced Browne's own thinking about how education could be used to address real-world challenges. Chapter 4: The Urban Sanitation Crisis. During the late 1800s, American cities were experiencing unprecedented growth, and this rapid urbanization created serious public health challenges. One of the most persistent and dangerous problems was sewer backflow, a situation where wastewater would reverse direction in the sewer system and flow back into homes and businesses. Sewer backflow was more than just an inconvenience. It was a major health hazard that could spread cholera, typhoid, and other deadly diseases. When heavy rains overwhelmed sewer systems or when blockages occurred, contaminated water would surge back through drains and toilets, flooding basements and lower floors with raw sewage. The problem was particularly severe in densely populated urban areas where older sewer systems were not designed to handle the volume of waste produced by growing populations. Cities like New York, Philadelphia, and Boston regularly experienced backflow incidents that sickened residents and created unsanitary conditions throughout entire neighborhoods. Despite the severity of the problem, effective solutions were slow to emerge. The engineering challenges were complex, and many proposed solutions were either too expensive or too difficult to implement on a large scale. Chapter 5: An Educator's Viewpoint. While serving as an educator and administrator, Browne became increasingly aware of the sanitation problems plaguing American cities. His background in both classical education and practical problem solving gave him a unique perspective on the challenge of sewer backflow. Rather than accepting this as an inevitable urban problem, he began working on a mechanical solution. Browne's approach to the problem was methodical and scientifically informed. He studied the hydraulics of sewer systems, analyzed the causes of backflow, and experimented with different mechanical approaches to preventing reverse flow. His goal was to create a device that would be both effective and affordable enough for widespread adoption. The device Browne developed was elegantly simple, yet highly effective. It functioned as a one-way valve that allowed wastewater to flow out of buildings into the sewer system while preventing any reverse flow back into the structure. The mechanism was designed to be reliable, durable, and easy to maintain, crucial characteristics for a device that would need to function properly for years without constant attention. Browne's invention represented a significant advance in sanitation technology. While other inventors had attempted to solve similar problems, Browne's design was more practical and cost-effective than previous solutions. His background in education had taught him the importance of making innovations accessible and understandable to ordinary people, not just technical experts. Chapter 6: Patent Recognition and Impact. On April 29, 1890, Hugh M. Browne received U.S. patent protection for his sewer backflow prevention device. This achievement was remarkable not only for its technical merit, but also for what it represented in terms of African American participation in the nation's technological advancement. The 1890s were a period when African American inventors faced significant barriers to recognition and commercial success. The patent system, while theoretically open to all inventors, was often difficult for Black innovators to navigate due to legal, financial, and social obstacles. Browne's success in obtaining patent protection demonstrated both his technical competence and his ability to work within existing systems to achieve his goals. Despite legal and social obstacles, the practical impact of Browne's invention was substantial. By preventing sewer backflow, his device helped protect public health and improve living conditions in urban areas. While we don't have complete records of how widely the device was adopted, the patent protection suggests that there was commercial interest in the innovation. More broadly, Browne's invention contributed to the gradual improvement of urban sanitation systems that made modern city life possible. The prevention of sewer backflow was an essential component of the public health infrastructure that allowed cities to grow while maintaining basic standards of hygiene and safety. Chapter 7: A Legacy of Innovation and Service. Hugh M. Browne died in 1923, having lived through some of the most transformative periods in American history. From his birth during the Civil War era through the early years of the 20th century, he witnessed and participated in dramatic changes in American society, education, and technology. His sewer backflow prevention device may seem like a modest innovation compared to some of the era's more famous inventions, but it addressed a real and serious problem that affected public health and quality of life. The device demonstrated that important innovations could come from anyone, regardless of their primary profession or background. Browne's life demonstrated the importance of seeing connections between different fields of knowledge and experience. His success as both an educator and an inventor wasn't coincidental. It reflected his understanding that the same analytical thinking and problem-solving skills that made him an effective teacher also enabled him to develop innovative technical solutions. His legacy challenges us to think broadly about the ways we can contribute to human progress, whether through teaching, inventing, or simply refusing to accept that existing problems can't be solved. In an era when urbanization, education, and civil rights all face new challenges, Hugh M. Browne's example of dedicated, multifaceted service remains powerfully relevant. If you want to see more stories of historic inventors who changed the world, make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification button for updates on new video releases. This is Innovator's Journal. Thanks for watching.